Like to welcome our speaker, Avinaash Deshmukh. Avinaash Deshmukh, an engineer by qualification, is an internationally certified career coach. He's member of National Career Development Association USA and Career Development Alliance. He is also a multiple intelligence counselor, business coach, and an author. With over 27 years of corporate and business experience to his credit, he comes with deeper insights into multiple factors that contribute to career development in an individual. A person who left his thriving corporate career to work meaningfully in his area of passion, people development. Avinash has developed unique multiple skill development programs like Har Ghar Mein Genius, Idea Bars, a school-based innovation club, and BoldNet, a personality and employability development program for young. He has recently authored a unique book in career guidance, Beyond the Mainstream, Top 50 Emerging Careers for Generation Next. Also, he has positively touched over 2,500 young students and parents with coaching and training programs. Thank you, Mr. Avinash, for joining us today. We are very excited for parents and students to find out meaningful information from your session today. I'd like to invite Mr. Avinash to start the webinar.
Thank you, Rituja, for that wonderful introduction. And I extend my warm wishes to all of you present here today. I hope the parents, the students, those who are attending this webinar are definitely curious to know what all career paths are available for people from non-science backgrounds in the field of technology. So yes, let's begin. And I have a small presentation for you guys to be shown here, and I will be sharing the presentation, and we'll keep on discussing what are the opportunities and what all we all need to do to get into those fields if we want to get into those fields, right? So I'm just sharing the screen. Okay, so I hope my screen is visible. Can somebody confirm?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so we will be discussing about the career paths, various career paths available for non-science students in the field of technology, or particularly speaking in the field of in technological companies, the companies which work in the field of technology. So quite often it happens that in standard 11th or standard 12th, we come across with this kind of thought process from the youngsters that yeah, I'm not really very good with physics. I'm not really very good with science, chemistry or biology or mathematics for that matter. And I really don't know if I would be really able to make it big in the field of science. So I don't want to go for science. And of late, if we see the demand for arts and commerce courses has significantly increased. In fact, in some of the humanities colleges, the merit goes as high as 95 to 98% in 10th standard to get admitted for 11th standard in humanities, or in some cases even in commerce. So that's how the demand for non-science courses has also increased. Albeit, most of the trend we here see that, okay, let us see, let's explore. We will figure out what exactly we want to do. And then the youngsters start, their journey with the commerce or with the arts field. In the commerce field, most of the time it happens that most of the youngsters try to either go the chartered accountancy way or the CMA way or the company secretary way, or they might do something like ICWA or kind of accounting courses and try to get into accounts, or do some economics oriented courses and then get into economics. एंड एज फार एज आर्ट्स इज कंसर्न, काफी बार ऐसे होता है कि आर्ट्स वाले बच्चे बोलते हैं हाँ ठीक है, लेट्स फर्स्ट कंप्लीट आवर ग्रेजुएशन और मे बी पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन एंड देन वी विल फिगर आउट व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज टू बी डन. सो टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट हाउ technology companies also entertain these graduates from commerce as well as humanities fields, and how there are various career roles, there are various job roles, and there are various big careers to be made in the field of technology, although you might come from arts and commerce background. So I'll quickly begin with certain roles. So in this particular mm, industry, and before we actually talk about specific roles and we talk about specific career paths in that industry, let's understand how uh, commerce and humanities professionals, or I would say students, the graduates, are placed better in certain areas as compared to even the science students. Now, I'm sure you all will agree with me when I say that typically commerce and humanities students get a very versatile experience in their college, thanks to multiple activities which they do in their colleges. And that's why, because usually the technical guys, those who get into the science field or those who get into engineering or medicine kind of field, they most of the time in 11th and 12th, and as well as their during their graduation, they are completely focused on the technical aspects of their education. And we see nowadays that with this academy thing and all these integrated coaching things happening, 11th, 12th, the most important critical years of their life in terms of their life skills development, actually they get engaged only in studying. Whereas the students in the field of humanities and in the field of commerce, they particularly are not that engaged academically, and hence they get enough time to participate in various other activities, in various other co-curricular activities, which actually build their life skills. And when I say life skills, I mean to say the important skills which the next generation or the next generation of careers or the upcoming industrial arena is going to majorly look into. And those are things like critical thinking, communication skills, business acumen, teamwork, leadership qualities, time management, and all these kinds of uh, different life skills which are more important uh, when it comes to making a career. Because making a career is not just about being a technical expert and, say for example, being a coder or being a programmer or being a project manager kind of thing. It actually needs a diverse perspective, and arts and humanities commerce students actually bring in those diverse perspectives. किसी भी चीज को देखने का नजरिया अलग अलग होता है. अगर आप अभी भी, if you see, engage with different people from different backgrounds, you will see one particular topic can be discussed from different angles. Sorry. Okay. So typically humanities and commerce students bring in these kind of skills with them. Of course, they don't come naturally. You have to practice them, you have to focus on them, and you have to build these skills. So I'm assuming that those students who are going to get into humanities or they are going to get into commerce, they are going to focus on these important life skills, which are going to be the most important requirement going forward, whether they want to do career in the corporate life or they want to do a career in terms of their own business. So I hope that these students are going to focus on these skills, and hence with these kind of skills, they can carve out a fantastic opportunity for them in the corporate world. So, so let's look at various career paths available. I have listed out few career paths. Let me tell you, this is not a very comprehensive list, but looking at paucity of time, I would like to discuss few of these careers here, so that you understand that whether you get into BA psychology or BA economics or BA English or BCom, or you specialize in any other humanities or commerce subject, these careers still are open for you. And these are job roles like data analyst. Now many of you might be knowing this. Data science is coming up as a big field, and it generally it's not necessary for becoming a data analyst that you should be coming from a science background. At the same time, marketing manager, we all know that. HR manager, again, we all know that. Sales manager, again, we all know that. Business development manager, customer success manager. Now, this is something which is, you can say, a rebranded customer support executive role kind of thing, because nowadays, most of the companies are looking at each and every customer, each and every client as a very, very important aspect of their business cycle. And they want to pay attention to the minutest of the minute thing as far as that customer is concerned, whether it is his satisfaction, whether it is his complaint, whether it is his experience with their product. So this kind of profile, which is known as customer success manager, has evolved over a period of time. And you people definitely have a big role to play if you feel that you are good at interacting with people, if you feel that you are empathetic, if you feel that you have excellent listening skills, if you feel that you can get along with people, you can patiently handle their queries, you can patiently calm the people down, you all can definitely think of such roles. Then, of course, maybe some of you know that web development is again a good uh, point to enter these technology companies, whether you are, I mean, even if you are not from a science background. So you don't need to do a computer science graduation to get into web development. You can get into web development by learning certain courses with respect to web development, and while doing your commerce or humanities course, and still get into technology companies. Then UI UX designers, business analyst, again, one of the thriving career, which many of them are already having, because this particular domain or this particular job role has been into existence for quite some time now. And that's why, lot many students, lot many professionals we see out there playing a role of business analyst. Then, of course, social media manager. I don't need to explain this, but let me tell you, social media management has become a full-time job, and social media in itself needs different kind of professionals in order to deliver its role. So that is one role which is available. Product manager, again, a very important role, and which I'll be explaining in a bit detail as well. And then you have operations executive, you have administrative executive, digital strategist, cyber security specialist. Again, काफी लोगों को शायद ये मालूम होगा, but cyber security specialist is again a thriving career which is coming up quite aggressively, and many students are taking up these roles, whether they get into law, whether they get into commerce or humanities, and side by side they do their cyber security courses, and they get into cyber security specialist roles in various technology companies, and of course finance manager or finance executive. So these are some of the roles which you can look forward to if you want to get into technology companies from your current background of humanities or commerce. So let us speak of some of these careers or some of these job roles in a bit detail, so that you have some takeaway in terms of a bit detailed takeaway from this webinar कि आप क्या कर सकते हो exactly, and whether that kind of role will really motivate you, that will really excite you, and that is what you would feel that यार ये शायद this is what even I am made for. तो एक प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर करके एक रोल होता है काफी सारी टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनीज में, ऑलमोस्ट ऑल टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनीज, and the responsibilities of this product manager are overseeing the overall product development. Now, when I say product development, please understand, and I'm sure some of you might know this, any service that the technology company offers can be considered as a product, even if it's a software service, even if it's a SaaS. That can be, that company will assign, specification of a product to various softwares which they develop or various services which they offer. So be it a attachment to an existing product, be it a particular app, be it a particular feature in a particular larger software, कोई भी हो सकता है, लेकिन उसको product बोला जाता है, and a product manager is assigned. Now, that product manager actually, his role is to completely oversee the overall development of that product. So उसका कोडिंग कैसे हो रहा है, उसका डेवलपमेंट कैसे हो रहा है, उसके यूजर इंटरफेसेस कैसे बन रहे हैं, whether that is happening as per the market requirement or not, and for that even to do the market research, to design the strategy, to discuss with the team, and then implement all that has been decided, maybe sometimes monitoring the entire team depending on the seniority of the product manager, but otherwise collaborating with the teams and working on overall development of the product. Now, this doesn't need you to be from a science background. And what skills you need? Of course, you need a business acumen. You need to have an understanding of how that product is going to work in the market, what is the requirement of the market, and how you can place it, how you can market it, how you can offer the services. You should obviously have excellent communication skills, and you should also learn project management skills. So particularly in a technology company or a software company, if we look at a product manager, थोड़ा सा और डिटेल में अगर इसकी जाना चाहेंगे हम लोग, so I can tell you that right from visualizing the product, मतलब प्रोडक्ट को विजुअलाइज करना है, उसके लिए स्ट्रैटेजी बनाना है, उसके लिए whether and also ensuring that whether that product is as aligned with the company goals and even the market needs, then making a roadmap of that particular product development cycle. So how, sitting with the relevant people, relevant stakeholders in that company and making a roadmap development of that product. Thirdly, collaborating with the cross-functional teams, because quite often engineers are involved, designers are involved, marketing people are involved, and sales people are involved. A product manager will typically coordinate between all these four departments, 4 or 5 departments, and ensure that everything is going on right as per the plan. Quite often, he also may give his inputs in user experience design, because say, for example, he's designing, a company is making a product of an app, a particular app which is delivering certain service to the end user. So the product manager will experience the needs of the end user, and he will guide the user interface designers and user experience designers that how exactly the flow of that particular transaction should go, so that the user will feel satisfied, convenient, and easy for him. So quite often a product manager will also interact with user experience designers. And of course, he will also ensure that agile methodologies are used while the entire product developmental cycle. Now, quite often it happens that आप market में कोई product launch करते हो, the client gives out certain needs. Again, you have to change the product or maybe adapt the product. Sometimes you develop a product for a particular client. Now, that can be a corporate client, and there might be a continuous to and fro of that particular product. So you need to be agile enough to make the necessary changes, and a product manager will ensure that the way the product is being developed, it is developed in an agile way. And then, of course, he will also analyze the usage of the product. Metrics uske analyze karega, analytics dekhega uska. He will see that whether whatever features have been incorporated into that particular product are being used and how they are being used, whether they are giving the necessary convenience and satisfaction to the end user or not. And he will then also make sure that all the decisions related to that particular product are data-driven decisions and not perception or opinion-driven decisions. And then, of course, he will also test the product, and he will finally help in launching and launching of that particular product with respect to all the marketing strategies and marketing rollouts and sales communications and all that. So this was a brief which I explained you in detail about a product manager. Now, similarly, there are multiple different roles which we will be looking at. I may not dive deeper into each and every aspect of each and every role offered, but why I dive deeper, I just wanted to make sure that you understand कि क्या क्या हो सकता है अगर मैं as a student इस particular job role में आना चाहूंगा तो मुझे क्या क्या करना पड़ेगा. And for all these things, you see, you don't need a technical background, you don't need a technical knowledge always, or you don't need a science background always, right? So typically these kind of skills you can incorporate in yourself, you can learn, and then definitely you can chart out your career path. Secondly, you can become a user experience designer. Now, this is a specific role which which may not be as big as a product manager role, but yes, those who are interested in such kind of specific technical work in terms of creative technical work, you can become UX designers. So UX designers basically UI and UX, we all know that, right? User interface and user experience. So even if you are from a commerce background or from an humanities background, there are courses which you can complete. You can technical courses होते हैं 6 महीने के, 1 साल के, 2 साल के, depending on your interest. You can do those courses and you can become a user experience designer in a technology company. You need to be creative. You of course need to be empathetic because you need to understand what the user will feel like when he uses your product. And you also need to understand the user behavior. तो यूजर बिहेवियर को अगर आप समझते हो अच्छे से, तो यू कैन डेफिनेटली बी ए ग्रेट यूजर एक्सपीरियंस डिजाइनर, right? So this is one of the role which you can look forward to in a technology company. And then of course technical writer. Now let me tell you this, this term may sound very simpler, that technical writer banna hai, but let me tell you this is a tremendous big responsibility and a fantastic job, because all the technologies which we are developing, all the products which we are developing, each and every product comes with a document which is known as user manual, for example. Now, again, technical writer does not only create user manuals, he creates all kinds of manuals and process flow, documents for each and every process or product being developed. But creating that documentation in a very, very simple, user-friendly manner is the responsibility of the technical writer. So all of you, those who are excellent at writing, those who have a love for writing, and they have a technical aptitude as well. And one more important thing is, if you have got attention to detail, that कोई भी छोटी सी चीज आपकी नजर से अगर छूटती नहीं है, if you are like completely a hawk kind of person in terms of your observations in whatever you do, technical writer is a wonderful opportunity. It's a very if you learn certain skills in terms of technical writing, and there are courses for that as well, you can become an excellent technical writer in a tech company. Because let me tell you, those programmers or those project managers who have learned coding and programming from computer science courses, they not necessarily are good at creating documents which are user friendly, readable, and easily understandable. They might be masters in coding, but they may not be even good at making a simple user friendly manual for whatever they have developed. So they might develop a process flow, they might develop a software for a very, very complex, say, military machinery or a military weapon, but still they will need somebody to help them out in creating a user manual of that missile, for example, or for a simple software process flow. So technical writer, again, is a wonderful opportunity for all of you to get into the technology field. You all must have seen nowadays, I mean, now since for last few years, we are seldomly using ATMs, but we are using UPIs and various interfaces like, say, Paytm, PhonePe, Google Pay, and we see that there are multiple languages available when we interact with either Google or Paytm or PhonePe. And all those languages, all those instructions that are coming through those interfaces are coming from the desk of technical writers. So please understand, there is a technical writer. Whenever you are using any app, whenever you are using any machine and you are going through the technical manual, you are actually using the work done by a technical writer. So that's the tremendous opportunity which you have. And then, of course, digital marketeer, we know that this is a digital world now. Everything can be digitized and is being digitized. So you will have to, I mean, as a digital marketer in a particular company, you will have to develop and implement various marketing strategies in the online world. And here you need skills in terms of marketing knowledge. You need to be creative and you need to be good at data analysis. Again, how do you learn all these things? Yes, there are various ways and there are various courses wherein you can learn all these things. And I'll be briefly talking about them also going forward. So how do you really get into these kind of roles, and what skills are going to play a major and important role in your career? Let me tell you, going forward, technical skills are going to be limited with the advent of, say, artificial intelligence. We are already seeing lot many technical work is being done by computer on its own, by AI, and maybe some entry level, data entry operators or even coders or programmers are being written off as not required. But at the same time, if we look at, say, 2023 ka National Skill Development Corporation ka survey report, we see that the most important skills which are going to be considered by the employers in the coming times are going to be transferable skills. Now, what are transferable skills? Transferable skills are those abilities and qualities that can be applied across various roles, industries and situations. आप लोग किसी भी industry में जाओ, if you are able to carry your skills along with you and implement those skills in that industry or that company, that means that skill is transferable. Quite often, if you are a programmer in a particular language and if you shift to a new company and that company is not using that language at all in their developmental cycle, then your skill becomes redundant. You are not able to use your skill of earlier company in the new company, and you have to learn the new skill completely from scratch. Now, this is not a transferable skill. Transferable skills are those abilities and qualities which you will be having, which can be easily adapted or applied across various roles and industries and situations. So, particularly for non-science students who are looking at transitioning into technology companies, these skills are very, very valuable because they will bridge the gap between their educational background and the requirement of the technical roles. So here, if you can focus on your transferable skills right from your 11th standard, I think that is going to help you a lot, a lot. So what are those transferable skills? I'm just going to list out 8 important transferable skills here, and you can then definitely, look at how do you really develop in them, those skills in you, depending on where do you stand and where do you want to go. So one is important, communication skills. Second important skill is problem solving skills. Now, problem solving skill के बारे में शायद as a student, I don't know whether students or parents are really aware, but this is the most important skill which is going to be there irrespective of whether AI is going to take over the entire thing or not, because you are going to solve the problems which are going to get created either by humans or by AI or by any other technology for that matter. So problem solving skill is going to be the most important skill. Adaptability, flexibility, your ability to adapt, change, and not remain rigid is definitely going to be a plus plus. Creativity and innovation, yes, you should be able to think out of the box and you should be able to create a solution which was never created earlier. That definitely will come as a plus. Then, of course, you will need analytical thinking. Your analytical thinking is your ability to analyze, your ability to read, observe, see the patterns, do a data-based decision making. These analytical thinking skills are going to be utilized across industries and across companies. आप कहीं भी जाओ, if you are a good analytical thinker, you have an appointment, employment. You have an easy employment. That's what I can say, even with my personal experience. And of course, then time management and your ability to organize, your ability to put things in order, your ability to organize the resources whenever required, your ability to take risks, your ability to create an enterprise within your enterprise, all these skills are going to be definitely important, very, very important going forward. Then, of course, leadership, teamwork, going ahead. I see bahut baar, I mean, typically in 11th standard, 12th standard, And those who typically get into a very, very routine rut of going to the tuition classes and then going to the college only for certain time, they lack in teamwork, because teamwork is something which they might have done in maybe 8th or 9th standard, and thereafter everything becomes solo and they actually lose a track of what is the importance of teamwork. So I would say, if you are looking at making any kind of career, whether through technology or non-technology, leadership and teamwork is going to be a very, very important thing. And me being a career counselor, career coach, and I do a lot of psychometric assessments of the students. So काफी बार ऐसे होता है कि I see that students lack this ability. They are excellent in their talents. They are maybe good at English, they are good at mathematics, they are good at design skills, creative skills. But talent is good, but their personality becomes a challenge. So I would say that focus on your personality development as well, because your personality and your talents both will go hand in hand if you want to really make a great career. Because talent is like a knife and personality is like a hand. So talent has the knife has to be sharp and the hand has to be wise. So teamwork, leadership, organizational skills, creativity, your problem solving skills definitely are going to be part of your personality. How you have been brought up, what kind of exposures you have had, what kind of extracurricular activities have you done, what kind of real world exposure you have taken in your college years or even schooling years. All these things are going to shape your personality. So, develop your personality and sharpen your talent, then nothing can stop you. Actually, you will be a unstoppable force if you have a combination of these kind of skills and your talent. So attention to detail, again, most of the time, let me tell you, when you get into any kind of job, whether after your graduation or your post graduation, most of the time these companies do certain psychometric assessments, and they do check for attention to detail, along with logical reasoning, quantitative reasoning, verbal reasoning. These are the psychometric assessments done by the companies. And I have seen that along with that, even attention to detail is something which they want to check right at the entry stage itself, because leadership, they can help in developing within a person. Teamwork, they still feel that, okay, they can still carry along, they can develop. But things like attention to detail, things like analytical thinking, things like adaptability, this is something what they feel, and most of the corporates feel, so that there has to be something with the student before he comes to the organization. And hence, to all those students who are attending this webinar, I would want you guys to focus on these aspects of, transferable skills, which you should be learning along with whatever you are learning in your 11th standard, 12th standard, or in even your graduation. So how do you really learn these transferable skills? Very simple. Do something beyond your academics. And I'm sure you people will love this, but don't just focus on your academics. Do internships. Don't wait for your college to tell you to do internship in the 7th semester or maybe 8th semester or 6th semester. Right from now, if you are in the, say, for example, first year, or you are looking forward to get into first year, your internship should begin now. Whether you are in 11th, 12th, yes, you should do some sort of internship, any kind of internship, whether it is related to your job or not, that doesn't really matter. Go out in the market, किसी दुकान में 2 महीने का internship करो. Just become a salesman in that grocery shop or in a McD or any restaurant or any other outlet. Do some internship with respect to interacting with people, doing regular work, doing accounting work, doing some supply chain management or purchase related work or administrative related work, whatever you can. Do some sort of part-time job whenever you are eligible to do that after 18 years, for example. Do some part-time job, because your humanities and commerce background or your college is definitely going to give you some time availability throughout the year. Uh, each one of you also should do volunteering work, some social work. And I'm sure youngsters do like to do some volunteer work, either get associated with some NGO, with some sort of social enterprise, and do some volunteer work on the weekends. Now, it can be anything related to environment, it can be related to working with senior citizens, it can be related to teaching in underprivileged, or even otherwise any sort of educational activity which you can do. But do that definitely. Focus, don't lose your focus from your extracurricular activities. If you like playing, if you are into some sort of sports, if you are into some sorts of hobby like dancing or music or anything else, keep doing it, because experience says that that is where you learn the most. You really don't learn much in your theories, in your classes, in your books, but you learn the most on the ground, in the market, out there, in the thick and thin of the society. So do your extracurricular activities full-fledgedly, enjoy them the most, and you will see many of these transferable skills which we were talking about, you will develop them naturally within you. And if possible, have a mentor, because the way things are coming up, the amount of exposure you guys are getting, the kind of opportunities that are coming up, it is really becoming very, very confusing sometimes to choose a particular pathway. And when you are particularly when you are going through many ups and downs in your own personal life, maybe because of your health, maybe because of certain habits, maybe because of family issues, maybe because of any other things, your life is not just about your education, it's not just about your degree course, it is also about many other things apart from your degree course. And hence, nowadays we see that a lot of youngsters are getting stressed a lot, and they are finding it challenging to navigate through these kind of stressful environments. So I would say, find a mentor for yourself, and there is no harm in getting mentored personally. Whatever, you may have multiple mentors depending on the area of life. It's not necessary that you should be having only one mentor, but you may get mentored by multiple people. But do get mentored, it is always better, and your mentoring process will automatically actually begin your professional networking process as well, which is again very important. Being on LinkedIn is not just professional networking, real time professional networking with real time professionals, by meeting them in person, by interacting with them, maybe attending few workshops or few functions or few meetings with them, is going to help you in building a very solid, sound professional network. And that is important. And that will start if you start interacting with your mentors. So, as you all know, professional networking is very, very important to grow professionally. Your professional networking will begin if you start interacting with mentors and coaches. So that's how you will learn these transferable skills. And this particular job role, which I have deliberately kept it at the last, is business analyst, because I feel this is one of the most important, and this is also one role which has got a very, very, very wide application and a wide scope. And of course, the depth of the career is also quite fascinating. It's quite meaningful, and it quite often gives you a great sense of satisfaction. So business analyst is one role which you can get into any tech company, irrespective of whether you come from what kind of background you are coming from. So even if you are coming from, say, sales background, even if you are coming from accounting background, even if you are coming from teaching background, even if you are coming from linguistic background, you still can become a business analyst. So एक business analyst करता क्या है? So he typically analyzes business processes, and he analyzes the data, and he helps the product team, product development team, or the marketing team, or the research team to make strategic decisions. So he does those recommendations. और पूरे business cycle में he is involved. So for example, a particular bank has ordered, say, software development to a particular IT company. So business analyst is going to be the link between the bank and the IT company. So there might be n number of to and fro communications between the users and the developers. And a business analyst usually facilitates that communication, because quite often I have personally experienced this, and that's why I can say so with complete confidence, is टेक्निकल लोगों को काफी बार यूजर्स की जरूरतें एंड उनका पूरा बैकग्राउंड ठीक से समझ में नहीं आता है. क्वाइट ऑफन दे आर अनेबल टू अंडरस्टैंड the context of a particular demand if it is being made by a particular user. So here, as a business analyst, you are the person who will understand the business of the end user, and he also understands the limitations and features of his own team, of say developers or programmers. So you are a multi-purpose person. You are a go-to person for technical team as well as end users. तो एक बिजनेस एनालिस्ट करके एक बहुत बढ़िया जॉब प्रोफाइल सारी कंपनीज में है. ऑलमोस्ट ऑल टेक्नोलॉजी कंपनीज विल हैव दिस प्रोफाइल, एंड यू जस्ट नीड टू हैव certain basic skills like analytical thinking ability, problem solving ability, and understanding of business principles. Now, as a beginner, you may not have understanding of business principle of multiple companies, but at least some business principles you should be knowing. So that will happen during your internships throughout your college, during your job experiences, part-time jobs, whatever you will do, or maybe volunteer work which you will be doing. So you will get insights into these aspects of being a business analyst. So if you can do this, this role is definitely going to help you a lot. And this role actually can create a great career path for you. Let me tell you, as a beginner, even आपका अगर मैं salary structure देखता हूँ तो maybe in the beginning you might get say 3 to 5 lakhs, and a business analyst can go endlessly. I mean, there is no upper cap as such, but I have seen business analysts earning a CTC of 65 lakhs, 75 lakhs, 98 lakhs kind of thing after they become settled, or they, get experience of, about 10 to 12 or 15 years. So these kind of opportunities definitely await you. So as I've already mentioned, analytical skills, communication skills, problem solving skills, business acumen, and maybe a technical proficiency in tools like Excel sheet or SQL server, data visualizer. इस तरीके के अगर आपके पास skill sets हैं, then I think you are well suited to become a business analyst, right? And I would also like to share with all of you, I'm really sorry, this being a webinar, I really cannot interact with you. I personally prefer to interact with people while I conduct my session. But this being a webinar, we have certain limitations on interactions, verbal interactions. So we'll have to go ahead with the webinar. So these are some of the certifications which you can do along with your regular courses, so that you can think of getting into technology companies. So certified business analysis professional, project management certification, data analysis and visualization tools का certifications होता है, and process improvement methodologies में certifications you get. So there are various organizations nationally and internationally, they provide these certifications. And I'm sure, university like Rishi Hood University also specializes in providing these kind of training to you people. So a CBAP certification will validate advanced knowledge and skills in business analysis. Then there are project management professional certifications. There are, if you can learn tools like Tableau or Power BI or Python, then these kind of skill sets will definitely help you to get into business analyst role in a technology company. So don't think that BA करने के बाद मैं सिर्फ UPSC MPSC करूंगा या कुछ और करूंगा या I don't know what I will do. You can actually decide to become a business analyst right in standard 12th and say that, okay, next 4 years, next 3 years, whatever course I am going to take, I will learn the nitty-gritties of being a business analyst, and I will become a business analyst in Google, or maybe Facebook, or maybe Oracle, or maybe Infosys, TCS, whatever companies you name, you actually can get into that company by learning these basic skills. So a typical growth path of a business analyst is like junior business analyst, then business analyst, senior business analyst, then you have lead or principal business analyst, and then you can migrate into becoming a management consultant, or any consulting role within that organization, or even out of that organization. So this is what basically, these are some of the career paths which are available to you. And I feel as youngsters and parents of youngsters, if we have some parents in this audience, it's time to break the stereotypes and understand that, yes, being from the field of arts or being from the field of commerce, you actually belong in the field of technology as well. If at all you had missed the technology bus for some reason, or in standard, while in 11th standard, you really didn't understand these aspects, so you did not take science. And now if you feel that, oh, I should have taken science so that I could have got into technology companies, then let me tell you, no, you don't need to take science to get into technology companies. You are actually, if you are a person who loves business, you can get into technology companies and help them build their business. So I would say challenge the stereotypes and embrace your unique skills, your unique perspectives, your unique personality, and build a great career for yourself by breaking those stereotypes and becoming a successful career personality in the field of technology, in spite of coming from humanities or commerce. So I think with this, I would stop my talk here. If we have anything to ask, I think we can take that in the question answer session. So over to you, Rituja.
So, before heading to the Q&A round, I would like to give a small brief about Trishul University. Allow me 2 minutes so that I can share my screen. Now, for students who are planning to apply for colleges post 12th boards, Rishihood University has launched a unique one-of-a-kind 4 years undergraduate program that is Bachelor's of Business Analytics in collaboration with KPMG in India, a renowned global professional services firm. You might be aware about it. Now, this collaboration brings together academic excellence and industry expertise to offer you a transformative educational experience. Rishihood is also India's first social impact university, which strives to build an ecosystem that drives real-world impact. So this is the first slide. I would like to discuss few of the USPs about the university. Now, first pointer is, unlike other traditional methods of education, the classes are not just provided by Rishihood faculty, but by the consultants of KPMG, who come with immense experience in the analytics domain. So this gives industrial and practical exposure to the students at a very early stage. Secondly, to build a strong foundation, mandatory internships are provided along with placement assistance. Students are also given international exposure. Here, we will be providing students access to world-class labs and infrastructure. And not only we are going to basically, offer students a world-class education, but we will be also providing students with other benefits and amenities, which includes tech gadgets like MacBook Air for a smooth educational experience. We are also promoting financial independence, because of which we'll be also opening students free DMAT accounts with the minimum balance of 10,000 rupees. So this is about the USPs about the university. Secondly, moving to the question, why a bachelor's in business analytics? A lot of you must be assuming that why we should choose business analytics as a career option, right? So in today's data-driven era, business analytics plays a crucial role in decision making across industries. So graduates with expertise in business analytics are in very high demand. Even they can pursue roles such as business analysts, data analysts, marketing analysts, financial analysts, and more across sectors like finance, consulting, healthcare, technology, and retail. And according to LinkedIn's most in-demand skills of 2024, analytics is also one of the top skill employers prioritized when recruiting, posting and hiring for jobs. So this is why one should definitely consider business analytics as a career opportunity. And moving ahead, here we will be discussing why should one choose Rishihood as a career partner. Now, see, Rishihood is India's first social impact university. We believe in the ideology home away from home. That's why we offer as many amenities as possible to make the experience comfortable for students. It's a 4-year residential program. We are focused on providing best possible education with world-class infrastructure, along with holistic development of students. So the campus also offers a wide range of co-curricular activities, be it swimming, sports, gymming, everything will be provided at the campus. Lastly, here you will be able to see multiple pictures. This is how a daily, a day looks at the university. Coming to the last slide, this is about admission process. So the 2024 intake is ongoing. Interested candidates can reach out to us for more information. You will be able to find brochure and the link to apply for the program in the chat box, along with the contact number of a counselor. So you all can reach out to us regarding any queries regarding the program. That's all about the university. Now we have reached the final Q&A round. I would like to request all the participants to drop questions in the chat box, if any. We will be taking the questions from the chat box directly. Since we have not received any questions in the chat box, I'd like to ask you, Mr. Avinash, because there were a few students who've come up with few questions to us previously, that what exactly is the difference between, like if you can help me answer this question, that what exactly is the difference between a 3 years UG degree and nowadays you'll be seeing that a lot of universities are coming up with a 4 years undergrads program with the honors bachelor's degree, right? So what exactly is the difference between both the programs, if you can help us understand a little bit?
As per the new education policy, now, frankly speaking, there are multiple exits and multiple entries which are going to be facilitated. So typically a degree is going to be of either 3 or 4 years. The 4th year is considered to be going into the depth of a certain particular specialization within that particular degree, and it is considered to be a degree with honors, or it is also going to be considered as a qualification for going for research. So those who are going to pass out from a particular degree after 3 years, they will be getting a regular degree, and those who will be passing out after 4 years of degree, they will be getting a degree with honors, and that will also make them eligible for getting into higher education for post graduation in terms of research.
All right, all right. So I have another question from the students end. Just wanted to understand how secure business analytics is as a career opportunity.
Secure, I would say what, as long as there are going to be IT companies or technology companies, there is going to be a role of business analyst. Now, whether you are going to be a better business analyst or not in a particular environment is the only question that needs to be addressed. So if every individual focuses on building skills which are relevant and necessary for that particular job role or that particular industry, I think nothing else can be more secure.
All right. I think that answers the question. So as of now, we don't have any further questions from the participants end. That's all I think for tonight. I would like to conclude the whole webinar. Here we've understood how, nowadays people can move into the tech field without coming from any kind of science background. So we basically understood all the possibilities in this particular webinar. So that's all for tonight. Thanks everyone for joining in. We'll be wrapping up this webinar. Thank you everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Avinash, for joining with us. Thank you.
It was my pleasure. Thank you so much.